Hi sew lovers, welcome back to my channel. Our new video is all about trouser drafting, and I promise you this will be the most reliable tutorial to draft your basic trouser pattern. If you find this helpful, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, like and share with other soulmates. Thank you so much. So now let's get to the drafting table and do this thing together. See you there. In drafting this trouser pattern, the first measurement required is the measurement from your waist to the floor length. And for me, this is 98 centimeters. I'm going to label the top part of my pattern waistline and the end of it foot line. So at this point now, I'm going to mark out the 98 centimeters to show where my pattern starts and where it stops. And then the little bit excess that I have there is going to serve as an allowance. After marking, I'm going to use a straight ruler to straighten that line, and that would be the foot line. When this is done, we'll start drafting. So the first measurement I'll be taking would be my crotch depth. Crotch depth for me is 24.5 centimeters. But since I'm drafting this basic trouser pattern, which I would use to make every other trouser, I'm going to add 1.5 centimeters, and this would be 26 centimeters. So I'll be marking that 26 centimeters horizontally, and then I would square across from center back to center front. From waist again down, I'm going to mark my hip height. So this is the measurement from the smallest part of my waist to the fullest part of my hips. And this is 20 centimeters. We square across also. On the hip line, place your total hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5 centimeters is allowance. The 1.5 is allowance is optional, but since I want to make this a pattern I will always go to make other trousers, I think it is necessary for me to add this is. So I will mark it at that hip line, step down, mark it at the crotch line, and then come up again and mark it also at the hip and the waistline. With the dot, let's connect and form a straight line. Now our crotch. In finding our crotch, we are going to divide our total hip circumference into 20. So this is the smartest and easiest, reliable way to get your crotch measurement. So whatever that gives you, you mark it on that line. And then from that angle, we are going to shoot out 3 centimeters. This will aid us in connecting perfectly the crotch. So we'll keep that aside, and first of all, we'll go to the waistline and reduce 2 to 1 centimeters or 1 to 2 centimeters. Reduce it at that waistline. And now with our curve ruler, we connect from the crotch line to waistline to form our crotch. Front crotch, to be precise. So the next we're going to find the hem line. Hem line is just the middle of your trouser. So to find the middle of this trouser, we are going to divide the new measurement that we've gotten on the crotch line into 2. So we're going to mark it, and that midpoint is going to be the center of our trouser. I'll go again, dividing our crotch line into 2. That is the center. We're going to mark that same measurement on the hip line, also on the waistline, and then we mark it all the way to the foot line. So just keep marking. This would help make our line straight when we are connecting. So by the help of the dot, we are going to mark a straight line, and this is officially the center of our trouser. So now let's find our knee. So our knee, the easiest way to find the knee is to find the distance from the foot line to the crotch line. So we divide that measurement into two. And at the midpoint, which is the center of that measurement, we are going to step up 4 centimeters toward the crotch line. And where you mark there is where your knee originally should be. So this is the easiest way to find your knee line. So now we're going to label that our knee line. Now we're going to measure, or we're going to shape the foot line. So from the midpoint towards the side seam and towards the crotch line, we are going to measure 9.5 centimeters. So 9.5 here and 9.5 at the other end. And then we are going to connect from crotch line to foot line. So it will be lovely if you have a longer ruler, but if you don't have, as I do not also, you can make do with what you have. So this also is serving to give me the straight line that I need. Now that that is done, I'm going to use the measurement I got here at the knee line here to make this other knee line equal. So I'm going to transfer this measurement I got from the side seam area to the measurement on the crotch side to make our knee line symmetrical. So from crotch line, we are going to mark or shape to foot line. We are going to come back to the knee area and subtract 1 centimeter from each side of the knee. And then we give it a beautiful shape. So just keep shaping the way you see me do in the video. And at this point, please, if you've not subscribed or if you find this video useful, please like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions or suggestions, please don't fail to leave them in the comment section. Thank you. Now we're going to go to the waistline and impute our dart. So from that hem line, which is the center of our trouser, we're going to move down 11 centimeters. And on the head of the hem line, we are going to reduce 1.5 and 1.5 from each side. So this is 3 centimeters divided by 2 equally placed on those lines is 1.5, 1.5. So we are going to connect that volume to the dart height, like so. Next, we're going to shape the waist. So as you see me do, we're going to jump the very first line on that crotch area to the very first mark of the dart. And then we're going to ignore the dart totally and take the measurement we got from the first part to the second part. And then that is our waistline, if you understand what I mean. So from the front part, ignore the line and just mark your measurement on the free side without including the dart. So from the waist now, connect the new measurement to your hip. And if you find any area being sharp, you can smoothen it with the curve ruler at this point. So at this point, the front pattern is ready and it looks beautiful already. We are going to use a new pin to mark the back part, since the back pattern is going to be placed on the front pattern. So this new biro or the color is going to make us distinguish between the back and the front. But before we do, I'm going to add an additional material at that waistline, since our back is longer than the front. At that crotch line, I'm going to step down 1 centimeters. And at the waistline, not on the second line, on the very first line, this is the back pattern, so we're starting from the beginning. So on that line, I'm going to go back 5 centimeters. This helps the back of our trouser to sit well without gapping. So this is really important. Then we're going to extend 2.5 centimeters on that line. On the waistline, we're going to go back 2.5 centimeters. This is really important since the back measurement is longer than the front. At this point, we're going to impute the back crotch measurement, which is our hip measurement divided by 10. So it is easier for you to just multiply the measurement you had in the front by 2. So if you had 4.5, so 4.5 plus 4.5 gives us 9. So if you had 4.5, you don't need to stress yourself, just put 9 at the front and this is solved. Now we're going to connect with the new extension we had there for the back crotch. We are going to connect with a curve ruler from the crotch to the waistline as so. On the waistline now at the back, we are going to mark the same waist measurement, our normal measurement divided by 4 plus 3 centimeters for that. The same thing we did at the front. And then from crotch line, we are going to extend 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter at the knee line, since this is the back pattern and back patterns are always bigger than the front. So that's why we're extending this 1 centimeter. We will do it on this other foot line too and on the knee line, but we will not add anything at the crotch area. So from the crotch, we are going to shape the back of our back panel of the trousers. So we are just shaping it the way you see me do. So we are going to connect from the side seam from foot line to the waistline, like so. So we are connecting it to the new waistline we got, the waistline plus 3 centimeters allowance for that. So now we're going to put our dart at that back panel. So to do this, we're going to divide this new measurement we have into 2 equal parts. So now we're going to divide this, and at the midpoint, which is where the half is, we are going to go down 12 centimeters. And this 12 centimeters is the dart depth. And on that line there, in between that line, we are going to subtract the 3 centimeters equally. So that means 1.5 here and 1.5 there. And then we are going to connect that to the dart height. So now the back pattern is ready. So this is as easy as this. The next thing you're going to decide is which of the colors do you want to transfer and which of them do you want to keep. So if you want to keep the front pattern, just place your pattern paper, the transparent one, on to the pattern and trace out the green or the blue one. And then when you trace one, then the other one can be cut out. Then now you have two patterns, the front and the back pattern. Thank you so much for staying with us, and catch you in the next. If you have any comments, please leave it in the comment section. Thank you.